Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today. In 10 days, on June 15th, I will celebrate my 8th anniversary as your pastor. On that same day, Greg Rapier will celebrate his 2nd anniversary as your associate pastor. For those of you who've known me that long, well, you will certainly remember that my favorite Bible passage is Deuteronomy 6:21. We were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt, but God brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. To understand the full power and the magic of that verse, it is necessary to pay attention to the verse immediately prior, Deuteronomy 6:20. In that passage of Scripture, God says that when your children ask you what is the meaning of the statutes and the ordinances and the laws that God has commanded you, you are to answer, we were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt, but God brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. The magic is in the personal pronoun. The personal pronoun changes, and not it's about us, it is about we as a community. It is not about any one of us individually. It is about us corporately gathering as God's people. There's a powerful difference between a personal faith and a corporate faith. The Scriptures, both the Old and the New Testament, always resist reducing to faith to a personal experience. It is always corporate. Well, what that means in very practical terms is that the session last night, your governing board unanimously voted to reopen this space to in-person worship on June 14th. But they are asking that we follow certain protocols for the well-being of the community. Again, it is about us as a community and not about any one of us individually. What that means is that if some of you were to say, for instance, that I'm not comfortable coming to worship wearing a face mask, you have reduced the faith to being about you, rather than recognizing that the faith is about the well-being of the whole body. We must put aside any sense of personal privilege or personal preference and understand that as baptized members of the community of faith, our first priority is the well-being of the community. So we're opening our doors on June 14th and welcoming people back to in-person worship. But protocols will be in place, and they are in place because we want to protect the well-being, the safety of everyone who gathers in this place. Understand, however, that the session also asked me to communicate to you today and by letter that they reserve the right to change their mind as late as the Saturday prior to June 14th if the conditions in our community warrant it. So pay attention to the Facebook page or to the web page of our church prior to getting your car on Sunday morning, June 14th, and coming here. The session may change their mind and postpone the opening date even further if we see there's a reason for concern. But otherwise, we are opening on June 14th. And Greg and I and the staff and the leaders of this church look forward to welcoming you back to this place. But one more thing let me say. The session also said that if you feel that you're uncomfortable coming because of the risk factors, they bless your decision to stay home. We are worshiping together now. It is wrong to say that we've stopped our worship. We have never stopped our worship. We've just been doing it by live stream. We want you to come to this place only when you feel safe to do so. And if that is this fall or next year, we bless that decision. Again, thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. And I look forward to being with you this Sunday morning via the live stream.